In this video, we will discuss the importance of time zones within ROOK processes and the impact of the end user's local time zone. Standardized datetime format. ROOK uses the ISO 8601 format for all datetimes, which is as follows: year, month, day, followed by the letter T, then hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds, and finally the time zone offset. Timestamps are aligned to UTC-Z, unless otherwise specified. For example, August 9th, 2023 at 15:30:50 represents a specific time in UTC. If a timestamp does not include a time zone, it is assumed to be in UTC. This standardized format simplifies data integration across various sources and systems. In the video, How does ROOK extracts the data? We discuss the different methods used to extract user data from API-based sources. In this video, we will focus on the polling method, since ROOK performs extraction through scheduled requests. In this process, the end user's local time zone becomes extremely important. Although data is stored in UTC, ROOK uses the user's local time zone for several operations. For example, during data extraction, summaries are extracted based on the user's local time zone. This ensures that daily summaries reflect the user's actual day. To support this process, ROOK defines default extraction times. Without considering partial summaries, physical summaries are extracted at 12:01, 1 minute after midnight, in the user's local time. Sleep summaries are extracted at 12 o'clock, noon, in the user's local time. Clients can request custom extraction times if they have specific needs. This customization applies only to the sleep summary and will always operate according to each user's local time zone. Time zone, represented as a string in the format, continent/city. It specifies the user's time zone following the IANA time zone database naming convention. This format ensures global standardization and prevents ambiguity. Offset, represented as a string in the format, plus or minus hours and minutes. It represents the difference in hours and minutes between the specified time zone and Coordinated Universal Time, UTC. This offset enables precise time conversion across different regions and must align with the standard time difference of the provided time zone field. ROOK provides multiple ways to obtain the user's time zone to ensure correct data extraction following this flow. 1. From the data source. When extracting data, the source may provide the user's offset. With this information, ROOK can determine the correct extraction time according to the user's local time zone. 2. By API endpoint. If the source does not provide it, ROOK offers a post endpoint to configure the user's time zone. You must provide the user ID in the path, the time zone and offset in the request body. 3. Client-level configuration in the portal. If the source does not provide the time zone, and it has not been configured via the endpoint, ROOK will use this client-level configuration. Here, you can define a general time zone and offset that applies to all users. 4. Default behavior. If no time zone is configured at the source level, endpoint level, or client level, ROOK will default to UTC. 5. SDK configuration. If you are using an SDK, methods such as update user ID automatically configure the time zone. There is also a method called sync user time zone to explicitly ensure proper configuration. However, it is important to mention that priority is given to the time zone provided by the data source, the time zone configured by the endpoint. Let's consider a user named User A, who lives in Los Angeles, United States, with an offset of -8. When it is 12 o'clock midnight, in UTC, it is only 16:04 p.m. for User A. If ROOK does not have the time zone of User A configured, it will use the default time zone, UTC. Since it is already midnight in UTC, ROOK will attempt to extract the data of User A. However, because it is not yet midnight in the user's local time, the data source has not generated the daily activity summary. As a result, the extraction may fail or retrieve incomplete data. This example highlights why correctly configuring the user's local time zone is critical for accurate data extraction. Time zone configuration is essential for the correct execution of user data extraction. Proper configuration ensures consistency, reliability, and accurate daily reporting. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.